Hey, Blaine, what's up, big guy? Hey, producer Gwen.
Hey.
Oh my God.
Uh-oh.
We have got a hell of a show for you guys tonight. I hope you like last week's episode with our hashtag Leg of Joe. I've got a new hashtag that'll be coming out later in the show. I'm excited about this because I'm just amazed how far Leg of Joe took off.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Everybody, I had people send me messages like, "Where did you come up with that stuff?" I'm like, right off the top of my head, because it came to me and I said, I gotta say it. How did you go from regular food to Leg of Joe? You know,
look at the ticker at the bottom. Look at the ticker at the bottom, Blaine.
Yeah,
but
so
I
leave it to Blaine. Oh my God.
Well, I thought it would lighten the mood a little bit too, because we were talking about a vicious serial killer that ate people. Crazy ass bastard. I'm glad he got
there. It is.
I am glad he got what was coming to him, and I hope he felt every bit of it, because I know his victim sure did.
Oh yeah.
So, you know what's weird though? I forgot to say this last week. When we were talking about cooking stuff, I was smelling meat cooking right behind me. I was like, is this bastard in the freaking room with me right now?
I wonder if you channeled him.
I don't know, but I smelled cooking and I was like, oh, please don't let him be like cooking Leg of Joe right here in my room.
I think he was. You know what else we forgot to say? You know what else we forgot to say last week? One thing I'll tell you is,
let me mute myself. I'm sorry.
One thing I'll have to tell you about Dahmer that we didn't say last week was, even if he was eating Leg of Joe, he wouldn't eat Leg of Joe if Leg of Joe had a tattoo on it. He says it tasted weird.
It tasted weird.
Yeah.
I've heard a couple other serial killers that have ate their victims or ate part of their victims talking about they wouldn't touch a tattoo because it had an awful taste to it.
Yeah, very weird. Well, all you people out there, make sure you tattoo your whole body and you'll avoid.
Yeah, really.
There you go.
I'm going with spray tan. Spray tan's got to taste funny too, right?
Oh God, yeah.
Gross.
I'm
glad to see they have standards, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Now there's a word that they call the meat of people who eat other people. I'm trying to remember what it was called.
Soylent and Green?
No.
Oh my.
I can't
I'm about
remember
to look it up.
But there is actually a word that they have for it. It's something pig something.
A long pig.
Long pig. Thank you. Yeah.
Right.
Why do I know this? I don't know.
You know, sad part. I know this.
I'm looking at you.
I couldn't get it out of my brain.
Yeah.
Because I watched another serial killer show that they did stuff like that, and that's what they called it. I was like, ew.
Well, it's because the texture's supposed to be like pork, and
Which
tribes.
part of pork? Like a pork chop, or like a rib, or bacon, or
No, it's like a Leg of Joe.
like a Leg of Joe. Okay, yeah, that works.
Yeah.
Yep, I knew long pig now is Leg of Joe. All right,
Its own thing.
But yeah, I gotta tell a funny story about Richard Ramirez. It wasn't funny, but it is to me.
Yeah.
He's up in San Francisco and he breaks into this house. You know, he liked to kill solo, just one person there. We didn't have to fight back. Well, he had to walk into this house through a window. These people were having a party at the house, and he could not get out because they were all over the house. He had to hide in the closet for like 3 hours, scrunched down. And he said when it finally cleared up, he told this after he got caught. And he said, I cramped up because I had sat in that closet for so damn long. He said, I'm surprised he didn't hear my bones cracking when I was getting up and climbing back out the window that I got into. I said, that's got to be the luckiest sons of bitches I ever seen in my life, because Richard would have killed somebody in there, you know?
Yeah.
But they got away scot-free. Never knew he was in their house until after the police told him, said, yeah, you come close. Could you imagine though? It was like you had a Richard Ramirez or Jeffrey Dahmer or Ted Bundy that actually was in your house and you didn't know he was there. That's why I check everything when I walk into my house. I open closet doors, I open bedroom doors. I clear my house before I walk in and settle down.
You don't want BTK waiting for you. So.
Oh. No, BTK
You know,
he's gonna get some severe lead poisoning by my friend Coke 45. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. I have a hard time on interstates.
Oh.
Because there's so many people that have stopped people, pretending to be police officers and then beat them to death with a blunt object, and run over them after they're through with them, I mean.
Oh, yeah. Remind me to tell y'all
especially
about
during the 80s.
Yeah. Oh, during the 80s,
Yeah.
man. Remind me to tell y'all something after we go off air. I want to tell y'all about a show we've been watching that I think Thomas will dig, and I think all of us will dig.
Yeah.
Once I tell you what it is. It's good, though. But, yeah, dude, Ramirez. Okay. Yeah. I got to ask one question because I got females on here. What was the attraction to that ugly triple fugly man? I mean, good God, he was trifugly.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean, what is okay? I know you guys like bad boys, but serial killer bad boys, come on!
No, thank you.
I know there's like, but there were like droves of women that wrote him letters, sent him naked pictures.
Well, everybody did that with Bundy. Everybody loved Bundy.
Bundy was a handsome guy. Ramirez, I'm sorry, that's 3 shades of ugly that they don't have a description for ugly.
This is the other point This is the other point I'll make with you, Blaine, on that one. Infamy and fame and all that doesnh matter. If you're famous or infamous and you're known, people love that.
Well, you're right.
Would you date Mick Jagger?
Hey, every supermodel in the world ever has. So yeah, you're right. Him and Keith Richards, if they can get women, why not Ramirez? Okay,
yeah, why not? So,
that makes a little bit more sense. But still, God, he was.
Lady, you have a picture of him?
Oh wait, you said
I don't. I will be putting it in there in just a second. I just looked up what Blaine was saying. Why were women attracted to Richard Ramirez? And there's like a list. You guys want to hear the list?
Yes.
Okay, so
help us.
10. We're going to go from 10 backwards, okay, to 1. So number 10, he had actual relationships, okay, not like other serial killers who were socially awkward or trying to mimic a personality and having feelings. He actually had a long history of sexual relationships before his arrest. That's how he understood how to manipulate and charm people. Okay. Number 9, he is an infamous character. Okay. A lot of women that like him want to be attached to a notorious figure. The woman who tamed the Night Stalker. Number 8 is his satanic mystique. Ramirez openly identified as a Satanist. So that's going to be the spiritual point of our show tonight. Yeah. He had occult symbols all over his place, all over his apartment. And some women found that dark mysticism attractive. And he had charisma. In fact, he gave some diabolical interviews. I mean, he called people, you effing dumbass on interviews, the way he would talk to interviewers, So there's a cult of serial killers, as we know. Society has been obsessed with serial killers, since we were able to figure out the name, even before then. But Ramirez was a part of a larger subculture that idolizes criminals like Ted Bundy and Jeffrey Dahmer. Okay, there's number 5, the dangerous love thrill, a pure adrenaline rush of loving something like that. Number 4 is the media glorification, like you guys were just talking about. They wanted to be seen in that realm, in the courtroom sketches, photos of him smirking during the trial. They wanted him to smirk at them so they would be part of the attention. Number 3 is the fix him fantasy. They could change him or save him. Oh, he's misunderstood. And then number 2, he looks like a vampire. And it's hypnotic. the tall, lean, dark-haired, intense, sunken eyes, devilish smirk, very much like a vampire, and that eerie confidence that he had, sort of added to it. And then the last one, number 1, is his bad boy persona, being rebellious and unpredictable outside of any societal norms.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it makes sense, but
Still, yuck.
It's like, okay,
Very yuck.
Okay, he makes Mick Jagger look good. Okay, Mick's ugly as hell. And so is Keith Richards. They're like butt ugly, but he's like trifug ugly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had to do the 10. I had to do the 10 countdown.
No, I mean, it's just like
Still, just no.
I just don't. I was like, okay, I can understand, like you said, the reasons that they had behind it all make sense, but in your logical mind, it's like, okay, this mug killed 14, 15 people that we know of. And you think you're going to change him? Really? Let me ask this: is it all from low self-esteem from these women that go after men like that?
Yeah, it is. Sometimes you got to look at it. What was missing in their life they're trying to fill? Did they have trauma growing up? Sometimes people, whether it be a man or a woman that's after these infamous people, the trauma growing up is maybe an uncle beat them or father beat them or molested them or whatever. And it's part of that soul retrieval. You lose that part of your soul and you keep trying to fill it with the same thing. I know, or that infamous or whatever. Yeah. So same thing.
I know with Ramirez, his first taste of it was his uncle killed his wife.
Yeah,
right in front of him. Vietnam, he had flashbacks from Nam and just smoked her.
Yeah.
And Richard sat there and watched the whole thing, and the guy looked at him and says, "You say anything, you're next." And that's what got him triggered off. It's like, hey, if my uncle can do this to get away with it, so can I.
Well, it's more than that with his uncle. I think his uncle was Miguel. They called him Mike Velez. Right. And, him at a young age, at that influential age, we talk about how your critical thinking starts kicking in at about age 7. And if there's any interference with that, it changes you. But the fact of the matter is Ramirez's father used to beat the crap out of him to the point where he almost died from head injuries. So causing him to have temporal lobe seizures and things like that. But then, you put him in a room with his uncle, who was a Vietnam vet that was diagnosed later with schizophrenia and PTSD, showing him Polaroids of these people that he killed, these Vietnamese people he killed, to make him a serial killer also. Technically, yes, he was at war, but in his orders weren't to kill those people. He just did it on his own. And he's showing Ramirez these pictures, and he's basically, changing them to the point where not only his uncle, his sisters, his brother-in-law was a peeping Tom. He would go around and, just obsessively, and he'd take Richard with him. And then when Mike got out of, because Mike, when he shot his wife and all that in front of Richard, he pleaded insanity. So he was only in a mental hospital for a little while. A few years later, he's out, and the 3 of them are going around peeping on people. And this is the thing that this kid's learning, to the point where he was diagnosed. They said he's probably the first made psychopath to be proven to be made, not born, but made.
You think about it too. His uncle had pictures of like every person he killed in Vietnam had their ears made into a necklace.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
unbelievable.
Necklace of ears, just like Gein's nipple belt, I guess.
Yeah.
So these crazy people, man.
Yes, very much. Lee, do you want a necklace of ears?
Yeah, that's what I've always dreamt of. Yeah.
Well, maybe you can hear better with them, I guess. I don't know. Who knows?
Ooh, I think I'll go deaf. That's okay. That's all right.
You be learning to go.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, why? These people, these lives they have to grow up in. What they're the cards that they're dealt. Yeah. But also the cards that victims are dealt too, because these people were dealt the wrong cards. It's just how our society intertwines and all the stuff that can happen to people.
Here we go, fellas. Here's the stats. Ramirez murdered 13 confirmed, attempted murders 5, sexual assaults 11, burglaries 14 plus. Some investigators believe Ramirez may have additional unconfirmed victims, but these numbers represent what was proven in court. He was sentenced to death in 1989, but ultimately died of cancer in 2013 before his execution could be carried out.
Yeah, my thought on that was like, he should have died sooner. That would have saved the taxpayers a lot of money having to house and feed his stupid ass.
But that's the thing. It says before his execution could be carried out. We're talking California. He was never going to get executed.
No, you're right. You're right. They
He's going to be in life. You're right. All this taxpayer money for this nutbag, you know. And I got to say, not only him, I think it was one of those family things. Those people in his family that made him the way he is.
Yeah.
The beatings from his father, to have that head trauma that we talk about, you know, that frontal lobe, those things that with your emotions and things, but also his cousin, his brother-in-law, the things that they put him in, and you know, his cousin teaching him military tactics that he used to break into these homes, and you know, but man, all the stuff he learned. He's a learned psychopath.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah. So,
I like to call it he was an evolving psychopath because
you know, when you're dabbling at 12 years old into the occult and Satanism, by the time you're 14, you're doing drugs, you're smoking weed, you're drinking, and to the point where, you know, he started taking cocaine. So this guy, all the drugs, all the things he's trying to fulfill his emptiness that he was dealt from how he was brought up. It's a perfect storm to create a serial killer.
It's so sad. You know, he wasn't a bad looking man. And it's sickening.
Look at Blaine.
I disagree.
Well, the inner,
maybe when he was young.
That's what I mean. When he was
young too. He was young. He was fugly still.
So here's some more of his info. All right.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So he was born in 1960 in Texas. His name is Ricardo. Is that LeVay? It is. Ramirez, and he was the youngest. Yeah, he was the youngest child of 5 in a Catholic Mexican American family. His father was Julian Ramirez, and he was a cop in Mexico.
And Jorge.
Who worked in, and he was and then he worked in the Santa Fe Railroad, and he was abusive. And his mother, Mercedes Ramirez, was a factory worker who was exposed to toxic chemicals while pregnant with Richard. And that led to speculation about birth defects and neurological damage. Now you're going to add on to it that he got the starch beat out of him all the time, and to the point where he had epileptic seizures.
Yeah, the temporal lobe epileptic seizures. Yeah.
You know, they've always said there's something wrong with the temporal lobe of every serial killer so far. So their proof of him is beyond a reasonable doubt.
Yeah.
All that shit he had to go through, that he went through.
Yeah, you think about that, you know. Really, if he wasn't a serial killer and you know he went through all that, you would feel bad for him. You know, it's the stuff that he did, you know, that changes our perspective. You know, you got to look at people. If we could capture that at a younger age, which of course in this situation you can't, because he was put into those situations with family. You know, the family's just as responsible, should all go to prison just like he did.
I agree.
Absolutely.
From the father down, should have went to prison.
I was watching a thing today. And there's this guy that was killing women on the interstate, you know, stopping them with the siren, and then beating them and doing the things that he does to them, and then running them over with his car. And when they were having the trial, here comes his mom and dad out swinging, fussing at people that were covering the trial. And then here comes his grandma, and she's swinging her cane, coming out at people and hitting cops with her cane. And I thought, my God, the whole family needs to go into jail or whatever.
Jesus Christ.
Like, oh my God. And it was very obvious she was walking fine because she was swinging her cane over her head and she was walking fine. She didn't need that. And she had on a solid gray wig. Yeah, she
Oh my
didn't
God.
need it.
They should have maced that bitch.
But that's where some of these serial killers come in, that
Yeah.
argument of nature over nurture. When the whole
Mhm.
Yeah,
family is
absolutely.
freaking nuts, then you kind of realize where it comes from. But
It's like, good
it's
God,
learned.
this whole fucking family is just
Yeah.
fruity Liberty Tunes.
Yeah.
No wonder
Well,
he's
there's
killing people.
Yeah.
here's
No.
a little more. I'm still digging.
Hey, look.
All right, so he suffered multiple head injuries as a child. There was a dresser that fell on him when he was 2 years old that he had a deep forehead gash. Okay, at 5, he was
I'm
knocked
wondering if the
unconscious.
dresser was pushed on him, because there's a
Yeah,
lot of
I'm
abuse
sure.
in there,
And then he was swinging at a pool, and he was knocked unconscious, which led to epileptic seizures.
Mhm.
And some say that injury caused impulse control issues, aggression, and emotional detachment.
Yep.
Like you
Yeah.
said, he was made.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing is he started off with these little petty crimes, and it built. It built
Yeah.
and built. It was almost like something took him over and kept leveling him up for the negative.
Yeah.
And being around the people in his family, and just as it grew, there was speculation when they first captured him. His first victim, I don't know, her name was like Jenny. Something. She was like a 79-year-old woman or something.
Yeah.
But then they found in 2009 there was a previous crime at a hotel, and it was a young 9-year-old girl, and they found DNA later on that put him as the murderer. They found this out years later. That was his first victim, was a 9-year-old.
Wow.
That he hung up to dry down on pipes down in the basement, trying to help her find $1. She couldn't find her dollar bill, and he just talked her into going down there. And
Wow.
but yeah, even before that, he really first started breaking into things when he worked at a hotel. His first job, he worked at a hotel, and he would break into the rooms and all that. And he finally got fired from it because he got caught with some certain
Yeah.
things. But yeah, it's nuts how it builds and it builds.
Yeah. Now,
He
what-
gets
didn't
more and
he
more
actually-
confidence of doing the wrong thing.
Yeah. Didn't he actually live in like the Rickenbacker Hotel for a while? Or it was
No,
some
what was the one? It was the one where the girl was found in the water tower.
The water tower. Yes.
Oh, what is the name
was
of
the name
that
of that?
hotel?
Yeah, look it up.
Roosevelt. Hotel Roosevelt.
No, that ain't it.
Roosevelt.
Is it?
I think it was
Yeah,
a
it's
Hotel
called.
Roosevelt.
It's
Can
in
we
that
look it
Los
up, Lee?
Angeles area.
It's
The what?
coming.
Yeah,
It's
it's in that
coming.
Los Angeles area. There's been a lot of shows about it and all that.
Yeah.
But not only did he live there, there was another serial killer that was from Australia that ended up in that hotel who was a serial killer too.
Damn.
I forget his name. It's another one we're gonna have to look up. So ill prepared tonight, I guess.
That's okay. There's
Yeah.
so much layers.
Yeah, there's
of
so
this.
much going on.
The
But yeah,
Cecil.
The Cecil,
that's
the
it.
Cecil Hotel. Yeah.
Mhm.
So,
Woo!
yeah. Now I
He
could go to
lived on
sleep.
the 14th floor.
I was looking it up.
Yeah,
Yes.
they've investigated the room he stayed in. There's been some episodes of TV shows and just trying to follow around the pattern of the woman that, just the video footage of her, what she thought she was seeing. It's like, you wonder what she sees, because sometimes we see things, right? But it doesn't pick up on video, and then vice versa. It picks up on video, but you don't see it. So
Yeah.
it's so crazy that maybe she was seeing something that wasn't picked up on video surveillance.
Yeah.
That she was following around that influenced her. But yeah, that's a crazy hotel, and a lot of hauntings in that hotel. A lot of crazy things that happen there. But,
Big shout out to American Horror Story for writing
Yep.
that
Yes.
particular show, and I do believe that Ramirez may have gotten a little bit of a nod
Yep.
on there, which I mean that's
lot
the
of a
perfect
nod,
show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He got a large knot on there.
Don't forget that Elizabeth Short, the Black Dahlia, was allegedly seen there before she was murdered.
Sure
Yeah.
was.
It's another one. That's another big one. But you know what's crazy is that Richard Ramirez, they call him the Night Stalker. Did you know he's not the original Night Stalker?
I would not
No.
doubt that.
Originally, there was a person that ended up being captured years later because he was going to get away with all the murders he did, but DNA, the 23andMe, and all those things, the FBI got a hold of that, and that's how they were able to track down the Golden State Killer.
Yep, you're right. That was
Joseph D'Angelo, who was a former police officer, but he was originally called the Night Stalker before the name was changed.
He was.
Yep.
And I think Richard Ramirez sort of gave himself that name anyway. Because didn't he send a letter or something with the Night Stalker on it? Or
yeah, he had other like names that maybe the newspapers gave him, but yeah, I think he coined that. He probably didn't like what they were calling him in the newspaper. You know, there's that ego that you know that type of thing, want to control stuff, the narrative.
Yeah. I think one of the names they'd actually tried to give him was like the windowsill killer because he was climbing in and out of windows.
Yeah, just like very not creative names for him.
Oh.
All right, so let's see here's the Cecil Hotel. Hey, Tammy, thank you for joining us.
Yep.
The Cecil Hotel is in obviously LA. It's got a horribly dark history with suicides, murders, and paranormal activity. Ramirez stayed on the 14th floor. Here's another paranormal side of this. While committing these brutal murders around Los Angeles, and he would return to the hotel covered in blood, but because the Cecil was known for drug abusers, criminals, and transients, nobody noticed that he was doing anything weird, and he would just go in the hotel naked, and he'd leave his bloody clothes in the dumpster.
Yep. Just like that.
Wow.
Just like
just
that.
like those
Bat
police
cave
officers
and a
that went
whole
into
nother
Dahmer's place. Oh, I don't smell anything.
Yeah, don't
You
smell
know, the
nothing.
sad part that the Cecil Hotel at one time was a very luxurious hotel that Hollywood stars stayed there, dignitaries stayed there, and then all some went from very nice to, you know, a pay by the hour hotel. You know, one of those.
It's funny how some of those hotels, sometimes you say it's the management, but sometimes the energy that's put into a hotel could change the whole idea of the hotel. It could run it down like that.
I know.
Very beautiful.
I knew during like the 40s there would be monsters that actually do hits in the hotel and leave the bodies in the rooms. Yeah. Yep.
So,
several
tons of that stuff. Yeah, especially at that time, you know, and it's so crazy with his list of people and all that, and
the Vienna Strangler was there too.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh yeah, but you know, one of the crazy parts was when his father would beat him. He came to the point where he'd leave the house to feel safe. He'd go sleep in a cemetery nearby. That's you know where he started practicing the Satanism in that cemetery. And that cemetery still exists, and there's still carvings and trees that he made that you could actually go see. But there was one time that his father punished him so bad, he put him on a cross and tied him to a cross and made him put him on the cross in the cemetery to sleep on the cross, tied up. That was his punishment. So, you know, I'm like, no wonder this guy is so messed in the head. You know,
doubt, dude.
How is a parent thinking that punishment for your child is to hang them on a cross? So, you know, unless you're Jesus and you're forgiving all of our sins or whatever you believe, you know, no normal man or kid should be put on a cross. So.
Oh no.
Yeah, exactly. Especially in that context.
Jesus didn't find it a comfortable thing. I can assure you that. I mean, the whole point of it was that he would smother to death. It was a slow death.
Yeah.
So a child is out there, you know, oh, don't even get me started. Okay. Yeah. Did I read this one? Oh, yes. The next one here is Ramirez wasn't the only serial killer who was linked to this the Cecil Hotel. There's the Australian Jack Unterweger. That's the one you were just talking about.
Vega. You still got to do the W's.
Vega. He was there while he committed his murders. But that's in the 90s, so it would have been after Ramirez.
Oh, yeah.
Because he was in the 90s, and Ramirez actually died in 89. And then there's
guy
the
said that he felt Ramirez's spirit when he was in the hotel. That's why he went.
Nice.
Yep.
Wow.
Crazy.
Real crazy.
So much gross.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much to unpack with Richard Ramirez. There's so many different layers of it, and you know, to the point where it was the young girl that was his first. Her name was Mei Lung or something like that.
You're right. It was a little
that was the first one, and then the last one before they really caught up to him. And it's his sneakers that he wore, these Adidas sneakers that pretty much done him in, and they found a fingerprint finally, which went back to some of his petty crimes. But his last people that he killed, one of them survived, was the Pan family. And so Ramirez decided, he didn't know at the time that they caught up to him, and it was saying, we know who you are now, we're coming to get you. He had left to go to be with his brother in, I think, Arizona or something. And his brother wasn't there. So he coming up on the bus, and there's all these police waiting to see if he's going to get on the bus, not off the bus. They thought he was going to try and escape. So his picture's all over the place, and he finally realizes, the jig is up. So, and that's where things get really crazy.
Yeah, and I'll tell that story. That's one of my favorite stories.
Yeah.
About Ramirez.
There's still so much to unpack with that.
He went into this Mexican neighborhood, a barrio, with a bunch of vatos in there, and East LA, and he got off that bus, and as soon as he got off that bus, he got recognized immediately, and people in the neighborhood just grabbed him, and they were beating the holy bricks off of him. I mean, dropping elbows on him. It was like WWE pay-per-view. They were kicking him, hitting him in the face with sticks and fists, and and then when he finally got the police came, he looked at me and goes, "What took you so long? They were trying to kill me." And this is my new hashtag this week. That little punk ass bitch cried like a little girl after he had been sitting there killing all these people, but when he's getting his ass whooped, he was a little punk ass bitch.
Yeah.
Thank you for saving me. They were going to kill me.
They were going to kill
please.
me. Yeah. I laughed at that dude. I was like, I wish them vatos would have just killed him right there, saved the trial, everything else.
When you're talking family and you're talking East LA, and that's the neighborhood you end up in after you get back and everybody is looking for you and your pictures all over the place. Yeah, that'd probably be the wrong place to go at the time.
Well, one thing about that whole situation, not him getting caught, but them trying to catch him.
Yeah.
When he went to San Francisco, stupid ass Dianne Feinstein was the mayor of San Francisco.
Oh, yeah.
She let know that they had shoe prints of his shoe. Yeah. Brought it up. She's so freaking stupid. The people in the LA cops were about ready to fly to San Francisco and choke this dumb bitch.
Yeah.
You don't tell a major thing that's not been put out in the public. No, she put it all out there for everybody to find out.
Well, because of people got to realize, especially in law enforcement, your politicians, all these, everybody wants to be part of the infamous thing going on. But when you release information on that, you're just as guilty of killing somebody as the person killing them. Because if you kept your mouth shut, there'll probably be a few more people alive, and you got to take responsibility for that.
Because you don't know how many people he killed after that, and then he changed his shoes. He got rid of the Adidas and went to Payless and bought what we used to call buddies when I was a kid. They look like Chuck Taylors, but they're not Chuck Taylors.
Yeah, exactly. So that's all he could afford at the time. He really wasn't working. He was just kind of wandering. He was a wanderer all the time.
Yeah, he was.
Here's the slide. Oh, sorry. Take it down. I didn't mean to do that, Blaine.
Go back. Go ahead.
Okay. All right. So, law enforcement breakthrough. By August of 1985, Ramirez had committed over 13 murders, multiple rapes, assaults, and burglaries across LA and San Francisco. Police had fingerprints, footprints, and eyewitness descriptions, but no name. The turning point came when a police officer found a fingerprint on a stolen orange Toyota abandoned after his last murder. And the print matched Richard Ramirez, who had a past record for petty theft. Mm-hmm. So that's how they got the connection. Yep. And then last here, the vigilante justice. Ramirez ran through East LA neighborhoods, trying to carjack multiple vehicles because they recognized him getting off the bus. A man hit him in the head with a metal bar, knocking him down. A growing mob of residents surround him, beating him repeatedly. He begged for mercy, saying, "I'm one of you.
I'm one of you.
Police arrived just in time to arrest him before the crowd could kill him.
Yep. Punk
Oh,
ass
wow.
bitch.
There it is.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry. I wish I was there to watch them just beat
Yeah.
the living bricks off of him. I probably would have helped it. I'd have jumped in and say, "Yo, what the? I get a couple of licks in myself."
It's crazy. You know, you think of it. This guy had no mercy, and he killed people, and he, you know, brutalized them and all this other stuff. Now he's getting brutalized, and he's crying like a little, you know, bitch or whatever, you know, whatever you want to call it. It's so weird. It's like, okay, this is what you inflicted on people, but yet it's being inflicted on you.
It's like,
Yeah,
it's like, do as I say, not as I do.
yeah.
But when they started doing what he was doing,
yeah,
he didn't like it too much, did he?
no. Well, I think
I wondered
that's a good
that
thing.
whole time in his brain if he was thinking, like, did my victims feel like this?
That's what I was wondering. I was like, did that ever cross his mind?
I mean,
Well,
I
you
was
know-
thought about
That moment of remorse, but you don't know. That's a thing that I don't think he would release or say because he was too much of an ego of a made psychopath and all this other stuff to really do that. You know?
But it was funny though, after he got convicted, they said he was mostly very quiet in his cell. He would check out books and read books. And he would do interviews with people. Like you said, he'd call them dumbasses.
I wonder if he was treated for epilepsy.
I
And
don't
maybe
know.
it, you know what I'm saying? Because he had epileptic seizures after, you
Well,
know.
hell, you get the bricks beat off you like he did as a child growing up. And toward the end, when they caught him, they were beating the living shit out of him.
Yeah.
I know they
Dude
were.
hit him with a piece of rebar. I don't know if you've ever held a piece of rebar. You can do some damage with a piece of rebar.
Some damage.
Absolutely.
But you really got to look at this guy. This guy was physically beaten, mentally broken, spiritually broken with his push towards the satanic. You know, all three.
Maybe
When all
that was
three are
his only
gone,
way.
when all three are gone, you're just totally broken overall.
Well, you know what's even funnier though, dude, when they had him in the cop car, they showed video of him with his headband and stuff. He's got marks. I mean, he's got bumps and bruises and scratches and cuts. I was like, that is such poetic justice. I hate that he lived through it. But I'm glad he did, so he had to suffer through that. Whereas
but I think that's the only serial killer that I know of that was caught by getting his butt kicked by a mob.
Yep. It was.
Absolutely. Hey, our publisher Vicky says, "Let me at him."
Yeah.
Go, Vicky. Go, Vicky.
Yeah.
She'd handle it. She would handle it.
No, I tell you. So.
But dude, it's like there's so many layers to it. Watching his trial, how much I know he was into the satanic stuff, but I think a lot of his shit in trial was for show.
Yeah.
For views. What we would call views now, but the trial was on TV, and he did a lot of that shit, I think, just to F with people.
Well, a lot of people don't know about the trial when it first started. They picked the jury, and it got in like a couple days. And this is where everybody got freaked out and all that, where they started to consider maybe we should lock everybody down to do the trial. Was one of the people on the jury was shot to death. And they thought Ramirez had somebody hired to go take her out.
Shit, for real.
But they found out it was somebody else. But even then, people were still afraid to be part of this trial. Not only with the Satanism, somebody being shot, you know, your mind gets away from you, like, you know, and that fear comes in. And the whole trial created so much fear, just like this guy was doing to his victims, and probably how he felt when the people were beating the crap out of him when they caught him. But that
was so
that's great,
so beautiful, so just. And I hope some of that helped his victims' spirits.
Yeah,
to see him get the living bricks beat off of him, that had to just.
They were probably there. They were probably there helping those people.
It's like, here, I'm gonna possess you for like 2-3 seconds. We fix to kick the living shit out of this son of a bitch.
Yeah, you can just imagine the spirits watching that happen. Yeah.
Can you imagine? Okay, he was ugly before they beat him. He was even uglier after they beat the bricks off of him.
That's what happens when you get a rebar to the
upside the melon.
Upside your melon, yeah. That'll make it look pretty ugly.
Well, he didn't.
Blaine, I got to show you this. I'm loading. Keep going.
Is it the picture with him with the wrappings around his head?
Oh, please show it. Please show it.
Oh, please.
It's coming.
He
went from trifug to quadruple fug on this one, man.
He definitely had something on his mind, all right.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Look at that look.
Look at the look in his
The
eyes.
people have spoken.
That is
Yeah.
a look of pure defeatness.
Yeah. That mousy look. The mousy look like, I'm defeated.
But he got to go from that to this when he was in trial. Now you see, he is a nice looking man there. He's better looking than Bundy there. But then he gets to be this guy. See him with that symbol on his hand, and I'm not exactly sure why that symbol was supposed to have been for Satanists because it's a pentagram.
I want to know what the big ass ears does he pick up satellite radio. Them things are huge.
Yeah.
Look at the thing.
Yeah. See how he's doing?
He's playing a character. Yeah.
Well, he's probably trying to do what his cousin did.
Yeah.
Try to get out of it over insanity.
Yeah.
You know, you got to play it up in court, whatever, and play it with the psychologist, whatever they had to do. But
they kiboshed that shit quick. They had 4 psychologists do studies of him, and he passed every one of them without being any kind of mental illness. But he had some, but not enough to get him off for insanity plea.
But that's the thing is Wrestler and all them are at their peak at that moment with the interviews they did and all that right at that moment. And I think that's where a lot of things change for, people getting out on insanity, and just seeing that type of psychosis and what they studied to make sure people go to prison for the right reasons and not go to these psych hospitals that they don't belong at.
Yeah.
So,
and most of those are gone now anyway. They need to bring a lot of them back, but like him, they didn't get to execute him like he should have been. Like you said, he probably would never got executed anyway. He'd have stayed on death row anyway.
Yeah.
But I know it had to give those families some sort of justice when they found out that he had died of natural causes of cancer in prison. Yeah. And I know one parent actually said, I hope he suffered through it. Like my daughter.
Thing. Yeah, cancer is one of those long-suffering things, depending on how long you have it. I think that's more justice. I never want to wish anybody has cancer, but it's better that he went that way for, I think, the families than just being able to have somebody throw a switch or put a needle in it.
Yeah, that's just too quick.
So, let him suffer for a little while.
And I did. I myself, I have no compassion for him, no sympathy for him because he didn't have any for his victims.
Yeah.
And he got what was justly coming to him. But what's weird though, that they had bids on who got his body.
Yeah.
When he died.
Crazy. It's nuts.
Like, what are you gonna do with it? He's dead.
Yeah.
You gonna stuff him in your living room and sit him on your couch?
Weekend at Bernie's.
Weekend at Bernie's, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
The night
who actually got his body.
Yeah. I don't gotta look at that. I don't know if you know.
I think it was to the woman he married in prison.
Yeah.
But it's funny though, now she realizes what he actually was. And she said something to the effect that my brain was so clouded because I was so enamored by him and his aura and his vampire looks and whatever, like Lee said earlier. And I think she ended up getting, but I don't know if he was cremated or if they actually put him in a coffin. But you think about that, someone like that, they'd probably cremate because if he had an actual grave, that sucker would have been robbed like the first day he was put in the ground.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It had to have been like, I don't know if he has an open area where people know where he is or anything like that. But you want to know something that always gets me when you study the mind of a serial killer and the victims and all that. I always wonder if these people weren't victims and they were still alive, what good would they have done for our society that was taken away from us? Could one of them have become a doctor and save somebody's life? I know there's purpose for things, very evil purposes. Sometimes everything happens for a reason. Yeah. But sometimes I wonder, I was like, the evil and what good comes of it. But
that's why I believe in reincarnation so strongly, besides memories that I have.
Oh yeah.
Because
you have to give them that opportunity again.
Yeah. I can't, goodness is not going to be stopped. It's not going to be stopped. It can be delayed.
Yeah.
But in our time span, it might seem like a while, but their time span, it's an instant. So.
Sure.
Yeah. Again, I always wonder what those people could have done. And you're right. I hope they're reincarnated and are able to complete.
I do believe that. I have to believe that. Okay, so those of you that need a place to pee, okay, when you are near Los Angeles County, California, go to Rose Hill Memorial Park. His grave is on the Gardens of Commemoration, Section 34, Lot 3006, grave number 3.
I know exactly what that cemetery is. I've been there. Been there with my daughter before.
Be sure to, golden showers. Pink golden showers, y'all.
How has that grave not been vandalized?
Golden shower.
How is it still there? Yeah.
That's what I want to know. I'm surprised.
I don't think his body's there. I don't think his body's there.
You just think it's just a tombstone?
Right.
Just a golden showers.
Got it up all right. That was quick. That was good.
Wow.
Well, you got to get some. I don't know. That's Blaine's job. I'll take it off.
Yeah.
But
no, you can have hashtags. This shows any hashtags you get. I just think they're great for the show.
Yeah.
It's like I'm wondering though, how his has not been vandalized. Or at least some dumbass went out there, some weird cult bastard went out there and dug his ass up.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, a lot of people
like it too much, Timmy. If we go out there and pee on him, so yeah.
Well, where he used to live in Texas when he was younger and all that cemetery out there where he slept at and carved in the tree. There's a lot of people that go out there with satanic rituals over.
Would not surprise me.
From what I hear, yeah.
That would not surprise me because there's a lot in that area. El Paso, where he was from.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that practice the religion of Santeria there.
Yeah.
There's voodoo rituals practiced there. There are Mexican witches, brujas or brujos. Mm-hmm. If it's a male or female. Bruja is a female, brujo is a male.
Yep.
I'm aware.
Uh-huh.
When did a male become a hoe? I'm kidding.
Hey,
you made me trip over.
Hey, talk to the Spanish about that. They're the ones that made those enunciations.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. Whatever. I don't know.
Well, just so you guys know, Mr. Ramirez still has a little bit of a following. Yeah. Because there's a lot of people doing art, making him look like a vampire. A vampire.
Get out of here.
Yeah, let me show you one. And they're doing a good job with their little art, but little do they know, please don't. Please. Yeah. Please go find something else to do, please. Oh my Lord, yeah. Lord. Yeah. It's coming. Hold on, it's coming. It's coming.
Damn, that is creepy.
It's like Michael Jackson.
It does. It looks like
I really think that
Eddie Munster.
Antonio Banderas. Antonio. He was the vampire.
Can I pause for a second? Blaine just said it. Just so you guys know, I got the Paracon coming up. I know this is kind of weird doing this out of the blue, but I was on a podcast just before this, and my partner Charles made the big announcement of who our special guests, the top guests. You guys are all great guests, of course, but our main draw is going to be this year. Yeah. Take a wild guess.
I
Oh,
don't
viral.
know.
Blaine just
Oh.
Blaine just said it earlier.
What did?
Eddie Monster.
Eddie Munster is
You
going to
got
be
Eddie
there.
Munster?
Butch Patrick is
Butch
going to be our
Patrick.
main guest at the
Right on.
Connecticut Paracon. Yep.
Cool.
So you're going to get to eat Eddie Munster in the flesh. So
That's
Right
cool.
on, dude. Oh,
Yeah.
you know what's funny about
Da-na-na-na-na-na.
well, you know what's funny though? After he did that show, he did a
Yep.
show for Sid and Marty Krofft
yeah.
where he fell into a magician's hat and ended up in the land of hats.
Yeah. That's great.
Somebody posted that on Facebook.
I
I was like,
remember that.
I was like,
Yeah.
holy shit, that wasn't. I watched all the Sid and Marty Krofft shows in the 70s when I was growing
You
up.
gotta bring like a poster or picture of that, like print it out and have him sign
I'll-
that. That will
Oh,
blow
yeah.
his mind.
Find that. It's like, dude,
That will blow his mind.
I think the show was called World of Hats, but I'm not. I have to go look it up again. I have to go
Yeah.
look at his IMDb page or whatever that shit is
Yeah,
called.
yeah.
I'm looking
Look
it
it
up
up.
right now.
But yeah, hey, Eddie Munster was the little baby vampire there, the kid vampire. So,
Mhm.
I thought he was a werewolf.
No,
he was
he
just a
is.
vampire.
Well, his
He-
dad
look,
was
look,
Frankenstein.
he
His
was.
mom was a vampire. He was
Yeah.
a wolf.
Yeah. Oh
yeah,
yeah.
look, he's got his. What's he called? I can't remember what. Oh, shit.
Wolfie.
There
Well,
you go.
that was
See,
that was his
Wolfie,
doll.
Wolfie.
That was Wolfie.
That was his doll. Yeah, that
True.
wasn't him. He wasn't a. He was a vampire. So, but the crazy thing is, him having a doll as a wolf. The werewolf and the vampire didn't get along, so that's why it was kind of funny.
Well, you know why?
There's a
If you go
joke
back to
about
ancient
that.
lore, though,
Yeah.
vampires created werewolves. That's
Yeah.
why they've always hated each other, because vampires came first, then the werewolves were created by them, and they were supposed to be protectors of the vampires during the day while they slept.
Yeah.
Little history
Really good stuff. Yeah. But we got off on a tangent, but that's okay. We're always here educating all about weird stuff, supernatural, serial killers, and murderers, all in the same show.
He has done a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I'm looking. Are you looking too?
You looking too? I mean, I couldn't even begin to.
Let me bring this up. Okay, do you think Richard Ramirez is haunting certain places that he maybe?
He's absolutely in the Cecil. I believe that.
In the Cecil? I
Yeah, I
believe
think what was it?
every-
I forget what room it was. A 214 or something 14.
Is that the one that's famously haunted? Like,
Yeah.
has
Yeah.
yeah.
And
That
there was a few episodes. I won't name the show, but they did a whole series of it at the Cecil and all that. And they did go into that room and a few other things. But it's an eerie hotel, and a lot has happened there, just like any site of history and murders and infamy and things like that. And the energy you put in the places, that's what could happen. So.
And I'd love, and I probably already can, and I'm sure all of us could, is have his victims contact us.
Yeah.
Where we can release some of their fear and anxiety, and I'll open up to that to let them come to me or come to you guys.
Yeah.
But I'm like you guys. I want to help that spirit because their life was ended unnecessarily. Like you said, dude, you don't know. They could have invented something that was great for the world of humanity.
Yeah.
Or they could have, invented a flying car or whatever.
Yeah.
But they were denied that chance. It's like that poor girl, Lakin Riley, that was killed by the illegal. She was going to nursing school. She had set her whole life wanting to be a nurse.
Yeah.
And just
think of the people that if she became a nurse. Think of the people she could have comforted.
Thank
That
you.
was taken away from those people. So,
Yes.
Yep.
All right. I hate to interrupt that, but it's called Lidsville.
Lidsville. That's it.
Lidsville.
Nice.
Well, I'm trying.
There it
Yeah,
is.
that's right. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, Lids is
Oh my
Lids is
God! I
another
remember
name for hats.
seeing some of that. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, because Lids is another name for hats.
Yeah.
Hats.
I would love to get some of those comic books. I had some as a kid.
Yeah.
Why don't we see if we can get something and get him to sign? That'd be cool.
Yeah.
That would be
amazing.
amazing.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be exciting because there's going to be so many. I have over 30 besides Butch Patrick. I have really 30 guests and all that.
Right on.
Little of everything, and just so many great people of the paranormal. our true crime selves here ourselves that are going to be there, authors, just psychics, everything you could think of. Now with Butch Patrick, you got your horror monster kind of thing going on. So it's a little of everything. It's going to be fun. And, we're planning a lot of stuff. We'll see what happens. I don't know how I'm going to pull it off myself, but I got so much stuff on my mind that, it's like, oh, how am I going to be here at this moment or that moment? But I'm going to do my best to make sure I spend time with everybody. It'll be tough, but I want everybody to know I'm going to do my best to spend as much time with everybody as possible.
Don't worry about it, dude. We know that game well. We've hosted events. Yep. We know you try to get as many people as you can.
Yeah.
And
like being at a wedding, you're the bride and the groom. You want to make sure you talk to everybody, and it just doesn't work out that way sometimes. But I'm very appreciative, especially you guys, going to make the trek. That's why I love our friendship. We're there for each other.
Yeah.
And we want to be represented and show people what this show is all about and what our knowledge is, and bring that to the masses in live flesh as we are, instead of just watching us on this network.
If you give us something to advertise, we'll put it on here also.
Oh yeah, yep, it's coming.
Thomas, we got to come up there and show off some Southern flair now. Come on.
There you go.
Heck yeah.
I have everybody at the con drinking sweet tea by the time I leave.
And moonshine.
And everybody will be saying, y'all.
We got people coming from all over the place. I mean, we got all the people coming from the South, all the way from California, the Midwest, all over the place. These guests are coming from.
Yeah.
Because they know that Charles and I, when we present something, we want people to be there that have something to say, and to educate and teach people the love that we all have and the passion we have for the paranormal, for true crime, anything like that.
Yeah.
It's different. It's not I'm not going to knock people on TV or anything. They have their thing that they do or whatever. A bunch of us, on this show right now have been on TV, but we still know that the importance of the paranormal, true crime, is to help the living and the dead. And, without that, and without people showing you a different perspective, it's hard to get this industry to go forward. It's a little stagnant right now. No. And, I'm trying my best with Charles and all you guys to get people to know that there is more to it.
Thomas, what you can say this is we were doing this before any of us were ever featured on a TV show. So what
I watched the TV, I was like, where does that come from? That's not what I know, but it is what it is. Everybody has their thing. Everybody has their niche. I'll never knock it. But Blaine and I, we'll all talk. Blaine and I have been doing, I know you guys have been doing it too, but 40 years, I made every mistake in the book. And if you don't, you can't figure out the right thing.
Thank you.
Yeah. You have to make those mistakes. Nobody's perfect.
Didn't work. Let's see if this works. Yeah. Or it's like if I see somebody that's like new to investigating, and I'll see them doing a certain thing, I say, hey, why don't you try to do it this way and see if you get better results out of it? Because we've already trialed and errored that. Yeah. We already made a mistake that they're about to make. It's like, no, try it this way, without making them feel bad about anything. But I want them to learn. And if I can teach you, if I can spread my knowledge to you, you're going to take it and you're going to pass it to Lee, and Lee's going to pass it to Gwen, and so on and so on. And then by the time that comes around, it's like we've learned something from all of each other. Yeah. And now we're spreading that information out.
You could learn something from everybody. Somebody could be new to the paranormal. You could learn from them. The thing about the paranormal is nobody's 100% right or wrong about it. There is experience, like Blaine and I are talking about, been doing this and made our mistakes, and we could show you that way across the bridge, but the thing is all of us have to be open. We all have to sit at the table and learn from each other and not say, I'm better than this guy, better than that guy. Because how are you? If there's no 100% right or wrong about the paranormal, how do you know you're 100% right about it? You're not. That's ego. Yeah. We all have to put ego aside and learn from each other. Like the old days, we used to sit at the table, on Halloween, we'd sit at the table and talk about all these ideas with Ed and Lorraine Warren and those types of things we're going way back. back to the late 80s, early 90s before I went off to college. And, those are the things that we forget about. We never judged each other back then. None of us knew what was right or wrong about it. We just trial and error and all that. And people that knock the Warrens now, which upsets me, is, they made their mistakes just like we all have. You have to make mistakes to get better. And they're the pioneers of it, Doctors weren't perfect when they first came up with their methods either, but we had to learn.
No, they weren't.
And we had to keep growing on that legacy. And that's what we do.
Guys,
we're 10 past 9 now. So we're 10 past 9. So we really need to wrap it up. I did want to show you guys a little sentence that I would like to nominate as our tagline for our show. You guys ready?
I have something before we go.
Like
Just 1 minute.
Okay.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, go yours first. Go.
Yep.
The only way to stop the darkness is to shine a light on it.
Yep.
Nice.
Because the only way to stop the darkness is to shine a light on it.
Mm-hmm.
So tonight we were talking about Richard Ramirez and his crazy family. There were people that saw what this child was living in. There were people that saw these family members were crazy. Yep. Somebody could have stepped in. And I know there's probably somebody that did, because he did have some resemblance of a relationship through his life. And that might be the only thing that saved his soul, because who knows where he would be connected right now. So I do believe that if you like that, let's adopt it as our tagline. What do you think?
I like that, Blaine.
Sounds good.
That's good.
Okay. What do you think, Blaine? You like it?
It's good.
Sounds good.
You don't like it?
It's fantastic.
Okay, I got another one if you don't like it. You want to hear the other one just to be sure?
No, I didn't say. I said I liked it.
This one is stay safe, stay aware, and never stop questioning the shadows.
Yep.
That was my other one. So.
Or hashtag golden showers.
Yeah, that's where that one is.
What was the other one, Blaine? The what?
Punk ass bitch.
There you go.
Punk ass bitch. There
golden
it is.
Showers. Golden showers on the punk ass bitch. There you go.
There it is. That's good.
There it is.
Oh, there's so many. This has been, this is every time we do an episode, it's like I look at it and I'm hoping people out there learn something new from it and how to protect themselves. And, again, there you go.
What can I say?
Yeah. But we have fun on the show. And again, we want to make sure people don't become a victim. Remember, in your lifetime, no matter what you do, no matter what you say, the average 32 serial killers you'll come indirectly or directly in contact with. So keep that in mind. Keep your eyes open. Keep that open mind. Have that awareness. Be aware what's going on around you. So,
yes.
We all love you out there.
All right.
All right. One more thing, you guys.
You.
Please come and support my new show Thursday.
Yes.
Mine and Sean Ellis's.
Nice.
Thursday night at 8:00. Please.
Okie dokie.
What's the name of it?
Paranormal Surge.
Nice. I like that.
And
so what's it going to be about? What's the main topic? Is it just
the reason we thought mostly this is con season. So we're going to be pulling in people and kind of promoting all of them that we're going to.
I wonder, I think there might be somebody here that might know a little bit about that, but
well, you're one of my first, so I was going to talk to you before you left. And Blaine and Lee. Yeah. Lee's actually going to.
Of course, they're all going to be at the con. There's a lot of cons that they're going to be at this year. All of us,
Yes,
but all Lee and over Matt the country this year.
Yeah, they're going to be on Thursday night. So please, and it's a rare occurrence that Matt is going to be there.
Nice.
Hey.
Good old Maddie Brown.
Yeah, but everybody else gets booked in too. So yeah.
That's awesome. That's going to be a good one. Gwen, I tell you, you're very good at this. As a producer, you deserve to come out front and make sure you keep them punk ass bitches away from you.
You did it again, Blaine. You did it again.
I mean, that's the best way to describe him. After he's serial killer, he gets the brick street off him. He acts like a little punk ass bitch.
Yeah, there you
Sure
go.
did. Oh Lord.
Nowadays, he would have got his cell phone and called 911 on himself.
Yeah, there you go.
Help me! Help me! They beating the shit out of me! Help me!
Then he would have ended up. He would have ended up on Dumbest Crooks. Then, right?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Look, I was watching Dumbest Crooks real quick. There was a guy that called 911 because his French fries weren't hot.
Oh yeah, I remember heard something about that.
Yeah, when they ran him and everything, he would, they had a warrant for his arrest and all that. So he got himself arrested because his hot fries were not hot.
Is that the same guy? He goes to prison and he sued the prison system because he wanted smooth peanut butter and they'd only give him chunky peanut butter.
Only give him chunky. It might be the same guy. I think it is.
Could be.
Back to this.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yes, yes. And there's
Yeah.
don't listen to Christmas, I'm telling you.
All right. Thank you, everybody. Thanks for watching. Next week,
we'll come up with something good next week too.
Who we doing
you
next
want to
week?
do Pee-wee Gaskin?
Pee-wee. Let's do Pee-wee.
Oh my God, Pee-wee's
There's
from
a
your
big-
guys' neck of the woods.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
and the reason I'm saying that, I've got a paranormal investigation that's from one of the spirits that are haunting the location was one of
Really?
his victims. Yes,
Lee?
and also there's a new show that just came out called Carney's something about killers, Carney Killers on
Yeah.
Hulu, I believe. So I think we'll be in part of a trend with that, and I
Yeah.
think if people are interested, we'll talk about it.
Right on.
That'll be good.
Yep. Hey, Lee,
See you guys
do you think
next
we
week.
could go to that place this week that we went by that day?
Absolutely,
Yeah.
I'll
See
show
y'all
you.
Guess what? Pee-wee
Yeah.
Pee-wee Gaskins next week,
Pee-wee
right?
Gaskins.
The meanest man in the country. Yeah, so that's what they used to call him. So
A little bitty
Gonna be a
fella,
good
but
one.
a whole lot of mean.
yeah, oh yeah.
All right, here's your last thought, and you guys have a great night. Thank you for watching
Awesome.
Supernatural
Thank you.
Killers, Murderers, and what is it?
No, you got it wrong.
Supernatural and murderers.
Supernatural and Murderers. I said it backwards. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Bye.
See ya.